was Alan Ladd, and why does his story still haunt Hollywood? Alan Ladd was once one of the brightest stars of the golden age of cinema. With his sharp jawline, piercing eyes, and quiet intensity, he captivated audiences in films like Shane and This Gun for Hire. But behind the glamour, his life was filled with loneliness, heartbreak, and tragedy. Today, his abandoned house, the silence of his family history, and the manner of his death remain symbols of how fame can crumble into sorrow. What happened to Alan Ladd's family life? Ladd married twice. His first marriage to Marjorie Harold ended quickly, leaving him with emotional scars that never fully healed. Later, he married his agent, Sue Carroll, who became not only his wife but also his guiding force in Hollywood. Together, they had children, most notably Alan Ladd Jr., who would later go on to become a powerful film producer, greenlighting legendary movies like Star Wars. But despite the surface of success, family life wasn't always easy. Alan's battles with depression, insomnia, and alcoholism cast long shadows over his marriage and children, leaving scars that money and fame could never heal. Why is his house often described as abandoned? The home where Alan once lived, filled with laughter, parties, and the energy of Hollywood elites, eventually became a haunting reminder of his decline. After his death, the property stood as a ghost of the past, a silent mansion echoing with memories of a man who had everything, yet felt emptiness. Fans who pass by often describe it as eerie, abandoned, and frozen in time, a symbol of how quickly Hollywood forgets even its brightest stars. How did Alan Ladd die? On January 29, 1964, at the age of just 50, Alan Ladd was found dead at his Palm Springs home. The official cause was cerebral edema, caused by a combination of alcohol and sedatives. While ruled accidental, many close to him believed it was the culmination of years of inner torment. His death shocked Hollywood. To the public, he was the strong, silent cowboy who embodied toughness. But in private, he was a man who struggled to silence his demons. His tragic end revealed the fragile humanity behind the Hollywood mask. What happened to his wife and kids after his death? Sue Carroll, his devoted wife, was devastated, but carried on with resilience. His son, Alan Ladd Jr., stepped out of his father's shadow and made his own mark in Hollywood, proving that the Ladd legacy would endure, though in a very different way. His daughters, Alana and Carol, lived quieter lives, often overshadowed by the family name and the sadness that followed their father's early death. The Ladd children grew up knowing both the privilege and the pain of being tied to a Hollywood legend. And what about Alan Ladd's net worth? At the height of his career, Alan Ladd was one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. In today's value, his fortune would have equaled several $million. He earned vast sums from films and endorsements, but much of it was drained away by his lifestyle, health issues, and the relentless costs of stardom. By the time of his death, his financial empire had shrunk dramatically. His estate, while still valuable, reflected a man who had lived lavishly but suffered deeply. Why does Alan Ladd's story remain so powerful? Because it reminds us that even legends are human. Alan Ladd was adored on screen, yet in life he battled fears that no spotlight could erase. His abandoned house is more than a piece of property. It's a symbol of the emptiness that fame cannot fill. His tragic death is not just an end, but a warning of how fragile the human heart can be, even when it belongs to a Hollywood star. If you found this story moving, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Untold Hollywood tales.